Now, our first guest this evening is an actor and a comedy legend, best known for her roles in Ab Fab, Bottom and The Young Ones.
She decided to lace up her walking boots and take on the 12-day trek for the BBC Two series Pilgrimage. And she's here to tell us all about it. Please welcome to the 6 o'clock show, Helen Lederer.
Yes.
Hello, Helen.
Welcome, Helen. Welcome. Now, listen, 186 miles across the Alps. I have one question for you. Why? Hi, Helen, can you hear us?
Well, I heard a bit of you and I knew you were going to ask me a question and then, alas, I missed the question.
Well, I shall repeat myself because you're so fabulous. 186 miles across the Alps. My first question to you is, why?
Very good question. Well, the programme came to me, Brian and Louise. I hadn't actually planned on asking to walk 13 million kilometres a day uphill in the Tyrol. But they came to me and it just sounded a really lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
No phones.
Yeah, and something different.
Friends.
Something different.
Definitely something different and very immersive because 12 high climbs, sharing rooms. Brian and I were just saying how much we would hate that.
I wouldn't like that.
That's not easy going. What was the experience like?
Well, because one worries. Because are you a pyjama person, Louise? Are you a pyjama?
Yes, Louise loves them. I love a pyjama. I'd wear pyjamas 24/7 if I could, Helen.
Oh, yes, that's over casual, Brian. So the thing is, I have a nightie, and then to wear a nightie, a simple nightie, just a cotton plain one, but to wear a nightie with newcomers, new friends. But then because we were so tired, to be honest with you, and then the odd glass of wine for me and a few others, you just get on with it. Do you know what I mean? And it is lovely.
Now I'm just picturing you in a nightie, Helen. Two things to ask you. Did you seek advice from anyone before taking part in the show?
Well, I did, because I just thought I'm not known for my walking dexterity. I didn't even own a pair of boots, maybe some old plimsolls from the sixth form. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a mover. So I phoned Leslie Joseph, who I knew had done the programme. And do you know what she said? Because she's a wonderful actress. She said, Helen, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Like that, with that pronounced, a heartbeat. So I just knew that... that I wouldn't be lied to. And actually, it turned out to be, unlike the Big Brother kind of grouping, which was more agenda-led, as you know, Brian.
Yeah.
This was people engaged and talk. And you talk. When you walk and talk, I made some lovely new friends, too. Very good friends out of 7.
Yeah, we'll get to chat about Big Brother in a bit. Any favourite moments? Any favourite moments from you for taking part? Was it making the friendships with people? Would that be a highlight for you?
I think it was laughing at the end of the day, and sometimes we got in a van, and then being with Harry from Traitors and Jay McGuinness from Wanted, and laughing like I have not laughed before, and the whole age thing. I'd like to think, I grunted a lot, Brian and Louise. This was a new way that gets me uphill. It's a technique I'd suggest for anyone needing to propel themselves upwards. If you grunt, it's not attractive, but they got used to me. I just got up there.
Embrace the grunting.
You have to do it. And maybe the lack of pyjama wearing, room sharing housemates. You have to get on with it all. But there was a lot of different pilgrims that took part, Helen, and, people who have different faiths, beliefs. What did you learn from your fellow pilgrims?
Well, good point. I mean, I think what you learned was actually being out of the normal environment, being with people who are willing to talk about things in a way that you wouldn't normally, and then just having that sharing and other people knowing things that I didn't know, and crying. There was crying as one goes to places you wouldn't normally go to, but it actually felt very okay, and it was an experience that I can understand why people actually want to go on pilgrimages. Would either of you wish to do that?
I'm honest with you, it's something that I'm really open to from a kind of therapy and kind of peacefulness it might kind of bring you. What about you?
Yeah, totally. I think there's something very spiritual about being out and in nature. It's the elements, it's being up high in a mountain. Nature is very healing.
It was, and of course I don't look, well, mind you, I didn't look a lot at nature because I was concentrating on not falling over and just keeping going. So they said to Helen, don't look down. I said, I'm not. It was quite a high gradient, but you're right. I mean, it's away from everything. There isn't anything bad happening, and all you can do is just see yourself changing a little bit. And also the people you get on less well with, you become a bit more tolerant about, because you're not going to connect with everyone on the same level, and that's normal for all of us. So it kind of normalized irritations. I'm sure I annoyed lots of people as well. Well,
in that case, sign me up now. You've starred in so many iconic television shows, comedies. We've got French and Saunders, we've got Ab Fab. At the time when you're working on these shows, are you realising how iconic they are going to be?
No, not really. I mean, like all of us, I never really had a plan except for obsessively wanting to be a stand-up comedian, which was quite an odd thing to do in the 80s because not many people do it. But I wanted to do it. It took me to this place where I got invited to do the jobs. But you don't go, oh, I'm going to take part, or I can only work in a very famous programme. I think you just turn up, do your best. I know that sounds a bit simple, but looking back, great programmes were made. And I do write about it in my updated memoir, which you may not know about, but called Not That I'm Bitter. But it's like just being present at these iconic moments was great. But I think you just concentrate on the job and try not to annoy people too much.
It's a good philosophy. Turn up to your job, go home.
Yeah. Well, also, I'm actually curious to know, you have to tell us, what was it like to be on the set of Ab Fab?
Yeah.
Well, I remember because myself and lovely Harriet thought we did like freebies, our characters did. So they had to take the chocolates away on the set, because I remember Jennifer saying they might make Helen anxious. I might eat them. I don't know if we like drinking. I don't know if the bolly was real or not. I think it was a lot of corpsing. The audiences were just so joyous. I mean, your audience sounds very lovely from where I am in London, but people, you just have to raise or just walk or just lift up a finger and people would fall about laughing. And I didn't actually understand why, but everyone was hysterical. It was like we were all hyped up, you see.
The show is so loved and still respected after all these years. Could we see the show making a return? Have you got an exclusive for us, Helen?
Well, I could offer you an exclusive. It may not be true, but I can offer you content willy-nilly. I think it would be very interesting to see what we all look like now. We probably all look younger with our tweakments, so that would be quite interesting. I would put my name down on a clipboard of an eager person to take part. I'd do that. I'd be on a list.
Well,
she said it.
You said it. That's exclusive enough.
Didn't say no.
No, you didn't. Well, Helen, I'd love to ask your opinion on this, because a little later on the show, we're talking all things Father Ted, which is an Irish sitcom that has really stood the test of time, as you know. Like Ab Fab, what is it that, what do you think the secret is to longevity for these shows? Okay, and which show did you just mention there? Father Ted. Oh, Father Ted! Yes. Oh, yes, of course. I loved it. I thought you said Fawlty Towers, because obviously I'm going to be in
another fabulous one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I'm going to be in Fawlty Towers on the West End in about a month.
Amazing.
Not scared at all. Father Ted. I loved because the characters were hilarious, stupid, doing the wrong things, making mistakes, totally relatable, always after something that they could never quite get. It was so sophisticated and so basic all at once, don't you think? It was fantastic.
And the writing and the humour is fabulous. You mentioned Celebrity Big Brother, so we have to talk to you. It's currently on air with a new season of it. Who do you think's going to win, and are you enjoying the series so far? Because you're an ex-housemate yourself.
I know. Well, Brian, you and me both. I mean, I wasn't in yours and you weren't in mine, but I do remember sitting on the sofa watching everyone having quarrels, lots of people having a quarrel in the space of like 30 seconds. I was thinking Chris sometimes the kind of neutral people who get on with people, that if you don't annoy people too much. The strong actressy Gemma person, is it?
Donna? I think it's Donna.
When I said Gemma, I meant Donna.
Donna.
But I have been watching it. It makes me quite anxious, doesn't it?
I
can remember what it feels like, even making a cup of tea. Who's watching me put the kettle on, and who do I offer? And you know what I mean? it's quite intense. It's quite judgmental and manipulative in order for gladiatorial humour to take place, which is fine. But I would rather be on the mountain.
Well, that's why we love the show so much.
I love that. Well, absolutely. And Helen, we've got to ask about your re-released book. It is called Not That I'm Bitter, and you've re-released it with 2 extra chapters, which I love. So tell us all about them.
Oh, you are nice to ask, Louise. So, the people do like this memoir. It is alarmingly honest, and I put it all in there. But ultimately, it's to make people laugh. But I haven't told any fibs. Then I put in the behind the scenes of what it was like to be on the pilgrimage, and I also talked about Tony Slattery, my lovely close friend, who sadly died quite recently. But I talked about the funeral in a funny way to make him laugh. I wanted Tony to think that I was doing him proud. So I was very irreverent and talked about lots of bad things we got up to, because I think you should laugh at funerals in the right way.
Yeah, I think in Ireland, when it comes to grief, we always kind of turn to dark humour in a way to kind of pause it just for a second. And finally, Fawlty Towers, you said in just under a month, I think you're taking to the stage.
Yes.
Tell us all about that, Helen.
Well, I am wearing a wig there. In fact, we're all in wigs, except for Basil. Well, it just came upon me. And do you remember, did you watch Fawlty Towers when you were younger?
Yes, I've seen it from over the years in clips and stuff.
Yes.
Totally, yes.
So I play the deaf woman, the batty woman, so I'm going to be very cross and crotchety, but it's a classic. I met John Cleese in the photo shoot, and he called me Federer. I think he thought I was a tennis player. I'd say, John, I'm Lederer. But anyway, a very funny man. I think everyone is lovely. It will be fast on the West End.
Helen, he probably got confused from all the grunting. Thank you so much for joining us on 6 o'clock. Please give Helen a round of applause.
Oh, thank you so much, Helen. And remember that you can watch Helen take the Alps in pilgrimage this Sunday at 9 p.m. on BBC 2.